The world didn't end last week, which, in Sunnydale logic, means it's time to pretend it never tried. Homework piles up again. Hall passes flutter. Someone's already planning a pep rally. Buffy tells herself that normal might be nice. A schedule, a uniform, maybe a friend who doesn't turn into dust in the sunlight. She's in the library pitching this idea to Giles, who looks personally offended by the concept of pep. He's surrounded by books that smell like mildew and Latin, and at least one skull that almost certainly isn't decorative. He reminds her that the Slayer's duty is to stand against the forces of darkness. Buffy reminds him that practice starts at 3. Giles sighs in full British. She promises she'll keep an eye out for vampires in the locker room. It's not reassuring, but it's honest. Cut to the gym. Late morning light pools on the waxed floor, and the air smells like floor cleaner and teenage ambition. The walls are plastered with pastel banners, Go Sunnydale, and a boombox is doing its best with a warped cassette. Willow and Xander sit in the bleachers, cheering like proud, slightly confused parents. Buffy watches from the sidelines, arms crossed, ponytail perfect, trying not to look like someone who decapitated a demon last week. The girls in front of her chant and twirl, a blur of glitter and coordination. And for a moment, it almost works. It's so normal it hurts a little. Then, one of the pom-poms starts smoking. Just a curl at first, like someone lit incense for school spirit. The girl holding it blinks, coughs, and suddenly, she's on fire. Screams, chaos. The boombox dies mid-beat. Buffy's moving before she thinks, grabbing a gym banner, smothering flames, the way other people might grab a towel off the rack. When the smoke clears, there's silence. Just the faint whine of a ceiling fan and the smell of scorched hairspray. Buffy exhales. Somewhere, Giles is probably polishing his glasses and muttering, "I told her so." She wanted normal. Sunnydale heard that as a challenge. The fire's out, the smoke drifts up, and Sunnydale slips into its favorite rhythm again. Danger, denial, electric guitars. Giles is practically giddy with excitement, which is saying something for a man whose emotional range usually runs from mildly intrigued to gravely concerned. He's already surrounded by dusty tomes and muttering about spontaneous combustion. Rage, he explains, is a common denominator in cases like these. He looks unreasonably pleased about this discovery. Buffy, still half sooty from the gym, leans against the table like someone reconsidering every life choice since she joined the cheerleading squad. So you're saying she just burst into flames because she was mad? Giles shrugs. On the Hellmouth, the unknown cause is part of the thrill. Willow perks up. I could try hacking into the school's medical files, see if she had any flammable incidents before. Giles starts to object on principle, but she's already at the computer, typing like someone trying to outrun dial-up. Xander, meanwhile, declares, "I laugh in the face of danger," then adds, "and hide until it goes away." Buffy gives him a look somewhere between affection and disbelief. Good, we'll need that kind of bravery. For now, the mystery remains unsolved. Part combustion, part confusion, and all very Sunnydale. By the next morning, Sunnydale's already done what it does best: pretend nothing bad has happened. The gym smells faintly of smoke and denial. Cheer tryouts are back on, because if high school collapses every time someone bursts into flames, there'd never be a pep rally again. Buffy's in the bleachers this time, just watching, half for the routine, half for any new combustion. Cordelia twists front and center, sparkling with the confidence of a girl who's never once doubted her lighting. Amy follows. Quiet, focused, a legacy cheerleader chasing her mom's old spotlight. Each move is practiced and perfect, but her smile looks borrowed. Then, bump. A mistimed turn, a shoulder clip, and Cordelia spins around mid-routine. Her eyes flash like she's about to launch a class action lawsuit. Amy stammers an apology. Cordelia doesn't hear it. The music sputters, and the tension lingers. You can almost hear someone whisper, "Well, that's gonna leave a bruise." Sunnydale drama, 0 days without incident. Cheer here isn't about rhythm. It's dominance with some glitter. Later, the list goes up. Cordelia in, Amy out. Buffy, also out. Amy stares too long at her missing name. "This would never happen to my mother," she mutters, voice shaking with something sharper than disappointment. Buffy watches her walk away and feels that flicker of recognition, that ache of living under someone else's legend. That night, Amy's house glows faintly at the edges. Inside, an attic full of candles hums to life. Wax pulls, shadows stretch. A doll in a cheer uniform dangles above a cauldron. A whisper, "I sacrifice Cordelia." The flame leaps green. A gust shivers against the walls. Then stillness, like the house itself just held its breath. The next morning, sunlight feels wrong. Too bright, too fast. Cordelia's behind the wheel in driver's ed, the picture of confidence, until her world tilts sideways. Blurred mirrors, the instructor's voice fading to static. The road melts into glare. She jerks the wheel, cones scatter. Students scream. The car spins. Buffy's across the lot before she knows it, running on instinct and adrenaline. A shove, a skid, a heartbeat stolen from disaster. Cordelia collapses on the asphalt, blinking through tears that can't find focus. "I can't see anything," she says. Her eyes, cloudy, colorless, stare through Buffy. Back in the library, Giles looks like Christmas came early and brought curses. "Classic witchcraft," he says, with entirely too much enthusiasm. Xander mutters about preferring vampires to home ec gone wrong. Buffy rests her elbows on the table. "So it's witches now. Great, because pom-poms weren't terrifying enough." They start connecting dots. Fire at tryouts, Cordelia's meltdown. One common thread, cheerleading. And Amy, sweet, anxious, almost on the squad Amy, who loves cheer just a little too much. Buffy tilts her head. "Okay," she says. "How do you test for witchy without ending up a toad?" Giles looks far too pleased to answer. And somewhere, between the bubbling beakers and Buffy's skepticism, the Hellmouth keeps doing what it does best, turning after-school activities into public safety hazards. Chemistry class is half serious, half chaos. A mix of real experiments and kids daring the Bunsen burners to explode. Buffy's here with Willow and Xander, blending in, pretending this is just another day in high school. But really, it's a test. For witchcraft, not science. Amy's a few tables away, stirring something that could be ambition, could be trouble. Hard to tell the difference in Sunnydale. Buffy drops a pencil, crouches, and when she stands, she's holding more than school supplies. Amy's bag is open, a hairbrush tucked just inside. One quick motion, one strand of proof. Across the room, Willow's pretending her experiment is perfectly normal. Glass clinks, liquid bubbles. It's chemistry adjacent, more cauldron chic than lab work. Buffy slips her the hair, and Willow adds it to the beaker like a magician. The mixture changes, just slightly at first, a shimmer that shouldn't exist under fluorescent lights. Buffy crosses to Amy, chatting about nothing, nudges the table, and a single drop leaps the rim. It lands on Amy's wrist. The reaction flares, then fades. For a heartbeat, it's just the hum of the burners, then a scream. A girl at the next table stumbles back, hands clawing at her face. Her mouth is gone, just smooth skin where it should be. The room tips into chaos. Chairs scraping, voices rising, disbelief thick in the air. Amy freezes, not guilty, terrified. Her eyes dart to Buffy, wide and lost. Whatever just happened, she didn't mean it. She didn't even see it coming. Xander leans close, voice low. She looked scared, right? Like, actually scared? Willow nods slowly. So if she's the witch, she doesn't know it. Buffy glances toward the doorway where Amy fled. Maybe the problem isn't Amy, she says quietly. Maybe it's who she's trying to be. At cheer practice, the gym is alive with pep and denial. Sneakers squeak, banners flutter, and every ghost Sunnydale feels like it's trying a little too hard. Buffy's in formation, determined to prove she can do normal. Her ponytail's perfect, her smile's on, and for about 30 seconds, it almost works. The cheer begins. Something's off. Buffy's smile stretches past sincere into mildly alarming. Her eyes have that 3 espressos before homeroom shine. It's less school spirit, more cosmic energy leak. From the bleachers, Willow and Xander exchange a look. Buffy's waving now, big and exaggerated. Hey, my buds are here. I love my buds. Then chaos. Buffy charges through a routine that looks more like combat training. Her timing's gone rogue. She flings another cheerleader halfway across the mat. The music screeches to a stop. The smell of floor wax and outrage fills the air. Get it together, Buffy, someone snaps. Buffy blinks all innocence. Did I do that? The answer, clearly, is yes. Willow and Xander sprint down from the bleachers, each grabbing her arm like handlers rescuing a celebrity mid-meltdown. She's just enthusiastic, Willow says. On something, the captain mutters back. Behind them, Amy steps neatly into the line, as if destiny just handed her a megaphone. Out in the hallway, the fluorescent lights hum, and Buffy sways like the world's friendliest drunk. She's a witchy, she declares. Willow blinks. You mean witch? Buffy nods solemnly. Yeah, that. Xander's trying to keep her upright, but she's still smiling like everything's fine. I just got kicked off the team, didn't I? Little bit, he says. Buffy turns to him, eyes glassy. The kind of sincerity that should come with a warning label. You're my Xander-shaped friend, she tells him. Do you know why I love you? He hesitates, hopeful. Then she delivers the punchline. Because you're not like other guys. You're one of the girls. Willow coughs into her sleeve to hide the laugh. Xander dies inside, quietly. Buffy takes one step forward, blinks, and the strength drains from her face. And just like that, the Slayer drops. Mid-hallway, mid-sentence, mid-cheer. Cut to black. The library always feels too quiet when Buffy's the one lying still. She's stretched across 2 mismatched chairs, pale and half-conscious, while Giles paces with a stack of grim old books that somehow smell like regret. Willow's nearby with a damp cloth, and Xander's hovering the way people do when trying to be helpful, but mostly radiating panic. Giles finally stops muttering long enough to deliver his verdict. It's a vengeance spell. The kind that hits hard, burns through the body, and doesn't bother leaving a return address. Dark magic dressed up as poetic justice. Buffy's voice is soft but still sharp. Let me guess, I'm the justice. Giles doesn't deny it. He says she's got hours, maybe less. For a moment, nobody speaks. Even the clock above the static sounds louder. Buffy sits up, slow but steady. So she's not just jealous, she's lethal. Great. Giles says the only way to reverse it is to find the witch's spellbook, or the witch herself, whichever comes first. Buffy manages a half smile. Then we'd better start with her house. If I'm going out, I'm not doing it in gym socks. Giles opens his mouth to argue, but she's already halfway to the door. All Slayer instinct and stubborn grace. Amy's house is picture perfect in that slightly wrong Sunnydale way. Tidy hedges, curtains that don't quite move with the wind, definitely too many candles. Buffy and Giles pull up like paranormal door-to-door service. He's got research, she's got a fever. What could go wrong? Catherine Madison opens the door with a smile that lands somewhere between welcoming and warning. Her eyes are sharp, her tone is careful. Buffy, pale but standing, introduces herself. And for a beat too long, Catherine just watches her, like she's calculating what year it is. Giles steps forward, polite but firm. We need to speak with Amy. Catherine's smile twitches. She's not here, she says. Then softer, she's been difficult lately. Wasted potential, you understand. But Buffy notices the tremor in her hands, the faint shimmer of something beneath her skin, the trophies gleaming in the background, each one polished like a memory itself. Buffy squints. The smile, the voice, the vibe, it's all off. And then it hits her. You're Amy. The silence stretches. The truth lands heavy as the smell of candle wax. Amy's voice cracks through her mother's face. She said I didn't deserve my youth, that I'd wasted it. Buffy glances toward the ceiling. Let me guess, there's an attic. Amy nods. Buffy sighs. Of course there's an attic. The attic smells like dust, old paper, and ambition that never cooled off. Light seeps in through a tiny window, cutting across rows of porcelain dolls. Each one smiles with the exact confidence of someone who peaked in 1978. Buffy climbs the stairs first. Giles follows, already whispering Latin at the decor. It's half storage space, half shrine. Cheer trophies, spell ingredients, a cat that clearly doesn't want visitors. The place hums with leftover magic, like static clinging to old ribbons and resentment. Giles kneels beside a trunk, muttering about unethical casting practices. A hiss, then a blur of black fur leaps out. He startles, adjusts his glasses. Nice kitty. They find the spellbook under a pile of photo albums and broken pom-poms. It's warm to the touch, never a good sign. She tucks it under her arm. Got it, she says. Let's go reverse some life choices. The dolls watch them leave, their smiles unchanging in the half-light. Back at school, night hums through the fluorescent lights. That eerie, too bright calm before Sunnydale remembers where it's built. The lab smells like old experiments and mild panic. Giles moves fast, stacking beakers, muttering Latin. Buffy sits nearby, pale but defiant. Willow and Xander guard the door, because that's what you do when your friend's mixing chemistry with witchcraft, and you don't want to be in the splash zone. The spellbook lies open, pages breathing. A shimmer builds in the air, and that's when Catherine storms in, magic bleeding through Amy's stolen face. For one suspended second, the room holds its breath. Then, chaos. Lights flare, the mirror behind her shatters. The curse ricochets, folds back into the hands that threw it. Buffy inhales like the world snaps into focus. Color returns to her cheeks. Catherine is here, then gone. No scream, no smoke, just the faint smell of hairspray and hubris. Giles lowers his hands, soot dusted and quietly proud. Well, he says, that was educational. Buffy stretches, half smiling. Let's call it extra credit. The next morning, Sunnydale resets like it always does. Sprinklers, sunshine, selective amnesia. Buffy and Joyce share breakfast and confusion. Progress. At school, Amy's walking straight. Cordelia's back to pretending none of this has happened, and order is technically restored. They stop by the trophy case. Catherine the Great gleams behind glass. Forever mid-cheer, forever miserable. Buffy tilts her head. Still raining, she says. They walk off. Behind them, the eyes blink once. Because in Sunnydale, evil never dies. It just gets polished every semester.